What would you recommend for street photography in general?
I recommend prime lenses, always, because I feel like when you're using a prime, it eliminates a lot of things for you to think about, right? Because when you have a zoom lens, I find I have too many options. I get kind of confused. It's just like having a prime. Constraints breed creativity, just to put it like in one line. And then at night, well, I like a big aperture prime, and that's the other reason I like primes. Is it's easy to get. You know, you can get a 1.4 prime for probably less money than you can get like a 2.8 Pro zoom, right? So
I find that I zoom, like if I was to have a 24-70, I would take 45 shots in the same scene, when the first one at probably 35 would have been fun.
Exactly, yeah. I use zoom lenses for like pro work when I just need that versatility, but when I'm just out shooting on my own, I rarely use a zoom lens. Once in a while, I might have like an idea, like, oh, I should bring a zoom lens because I'll be in some environment where whatever, but generally primes. And today I got a 35, 1.4, and yeah, I love it. Full frame, of course, yeah.
And do you shoot everything wide open?
At night, pretty much, yeah, or like f2, yeah. The reason is that I tend to shoot things that are moving, and I tend to keep a very fast shutter speed. Like, well, right now, what am I on? 640, 1/640. So, I don't want to have my ISO be like crazy, crazy high. So, hence, that's why I keep the aperture big. I'm gonna shoot this classic, cliche kind of little scene here that I think everybody and their mother has shot.
What do you look for in street photography scenes?
Well, fundamentally, it's the mood. I want there to be like a feeling that somehow comes through the image. And that's a very vague kind of, let's go that way. That's a vague kind of know it when you see it sort of thing. Like you can't explain, like I can explain geometry and composition all day, right? But I can't explain to you like why I feel a certain way when I look at a photo or when I look at a scene before I shoot it. I just do, right? And so it becomes very personal. So it's maybe not a great answer for the viewers in the sense of like, it's not prescriptive. I can't tell you what to shoot, but I think it's a good way to think about it because that way you can kind of follow your own subjective sensibility, right?
I feel like we all for me at least, that my guiding principle has always been to create the work that I want to exist in the world. And overall that means that like it's going to be different. And it's going to be something that hopefully I enjoy, and hopefully others will enjoy it too. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah, and that's where the mood thing, I think it ties in exactly what I'm saying, because it's what feels good for me. So enjoy is another way to put it. So when I see a scene and I feel something, that to me makes it interesting. So that's why I enjoy looking at that scene. And then when I capture it, I hope to through that's where composition stuff comes in. Then you got to like take the photo properly so that same feeling is carried across to when somebody looks at it later, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. But then, I look for technical things too. Like sometimes the mood is good, but the light's terrible. So like the light has to be there. I like contrasting light. Not necessarily like high contrast, but just the photo should have a nice, and here's a nice technical term for everybody, a chiaroscuro. Yeah, do you know this word? Oh, you know this? Yeah. This is new to me.
Oh, really? This is an Italian term from like, like Renaissance painting. And it's literally just means the distributions of lights and darks. So if you think of like Vermeer or Rembrandt, those paintings, they have excellent chiaroscuro. Like there's deep shadows, but then like the faces are illuminated. Like, like if you're taking a photo, like a portrait of somebody in front of a big window in a dark room, there's going to be a light side and a dark side. If you can achieve that on the street somehow, especially at night where it's tricky but doable, then that's nice. That's good light. So like this is an example. See, there's decent light here. There's this big shop right here. And it kind of illuminates people. So let's get a little closer because as people walk by and they're illuminated from the side by this bright light in the shop. That's cool. That gives me exactly what I was describing. But it's subtle. That's the thing. At night, these kind of scenes, this distribution of lights and darks and this contrasting side light can be subtle. It depends. If you find something really bright, like one of those big LED screens, then it won't be subtle. But usually it's pretty subtle. But it's there. It's out there.
What do you like about living in Tokyo?
So many things. So many things, but like I can summarize it in like one simple thing, that all those things that I like culminate in this one thing, and that is Tokyo is extremely easy to have an adventure. Like you could just like roll out of bed and you just go have an adventure. Like you're exploring, you get lost, you find stuff you've never seen before. And then of course the whole time you're doing it, you don't need a car, right? You don't need it. You can just do it all on the train. So it's easy to like, you start in one station or whatever. Just choose, you'll pick a station, it doesn't matter. and then you walk to some other station, you know, and along the way you find some cool stuff. And then it's not like, oh, now I gotta go all the way back. Like if you parked your car, you gotta like, okay, I gotta go back to the car. It's kind of lame. You gotta like retrace your steps. This way you're just like free. You just like go wherever you end up. There's gonna be a metro there. You just hop on and go home, you know. And then there's delicious food all along the way. Really nice people. It's totally safe. You can walk around with like an insanely expensive camera like this and not even think twice about it.
And what are your favorite places in the city to shoot?
You know, probably my favorite is Kabukicho because it's the red light district, one of the red light districts. We're in another red light district right now. This is Dogenzaka. This is also technically a red light district. But Kabukicho is kind of the main one. It's wild over there. I mean, as wild as Tokyo gets. It's not that crazy. But you know, it's interesting, and then especially at night, a lot of weird characters around. So it's cool. But I like it all. I mean, I like these busy areas, like we're in Shibuya right now. I love it. But I go to like residential little sleepy neighborhoods where I'll walk around for 3 hours and shoot like 5 photos, and I love that too, because it's just fun to explore. Like I already mentioned, it's fun to have an adventure.
And what is photography to you, and why do you do photography?
Yeah, I mean, it comes right back to that. Like, and this is how I started too. So the way I got into photography is I was living here in Japan. I spent about a year here without really thinking about photography. I had a camera, but it wasn't very serious, or, you know, I just had like a little, oh, hold on, these guys are cool. Like I had a little point and shoot, and I didn't really, you know, I didn't have like any illusions of being an artist, you know what I mean? I was just like a normal guy who has a camera like everybody does. But I wasn't getting out of the house enough, and I realized I need like a motivator. I need a reason to go out and explore the city. So I got a Nikon D300 back then. And then that was like the excuse or like the catalyst for going out. And I think to this day, that's basically what it is. I mean, now it's like my livelihood, it's my job, it's all that. But fundamentally, it's like my reason to get out of the house and explore the world.
It's also really nice lighting here. Yeah. It's like we just got a softbox set up over here.
That's what I'm saying, because this big like marquee light over here is really great. See if I can get a good shot here, actually. This might be a cool shot with this silhouette. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is what I meant. Like that light was really, really strong for that kind of nice distribution of lights and darks, right? Nice contrast.
And what suggestions do you have? Somebody coming to Tokyo for the first time?
Advice?
Yeah.
Try to walk a lot. Again, it goes back to what I was already been saying.
Oh, that's a good taxi.
That's cool. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, did I get anything there? I don't even know. Ooh, that's nice though. Ooh, someone's gonna get out. Step back a little bit. Get somebody coming out. All right,
It's gonna be famous.
Yeah.
It's Sean Paul for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure. Gotta get that neon in the back. I'm tempted to just shoot this as a video clip. I don't know if that was worth anything, this shot, but maybe. You never know. Yeah. I love the taxi here. Can we get something up here? Little cliche, getting that little light on top. Those are fun to shoot.
I am sad
Whoa,
that-
the neon reflecting is awesome.
Oh,
That's cool.
oh.
Yeah, too bad there's nobody in there now from behind.
What are your feelings? So like people, when they come to Tokyo for the first time, they obviously want like those quintessential, those key shots.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say before the taxi distracted me, he asked me what's my recommendation, and it would be to walk a lot. Because yeah, sure, you can go to all the hot spots, you know, like this neon sign's pretty well known. And you know, you can get all these shots, but like, and that's fine, you know, when it's your first time, don't overthink it. Just, if you get a bunch of shots that have been done by other people, that's okay. But, you know, that's how it is with anything. When you get into any art form, inevitably, in the beginning, you're just retracing steps that other people have done. And I think that's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, if you want to kind of, you know, find your own Tokyo, you got to explore. You got to go off the beaten path. And so walking is great, because if you always take the train and just hang around those hub stations, that's obviously like where everyone goes, right? Everyone goes to Shibuya, Shinjuku, I know all these places, right? Ginza. But if you just wander around and get lost, you might find something that like nobody shot. Even though there's, you know, millions of people visiting here every year and millions of people live here, but you could actually find, the city's so big, you could find something that's like yours, right? So yeah, that would be my tip. Just explore, get lost, wander around, and don't just stay in the main areas, you know.
And if people want photo tours, who should they talk to?
Oh, they should definitely talk to me right here. This is the guy. If you want to do a photo workshop and you want to be taken to these off the beaten path spots by me or one of my awesome guys on my team, by all means, check out iexplore.com. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. A little hint there.
You also have a book?
Yeah. I do also have a book, but the book's almost sold out. So, and I don't know if there will be a future edition, like a second run or whatever.
So buy now.
So buy now. Check it out. It's on Amazon. It's on some bookstores all over the world. I've seen it around Tokyo for sure in a couple of bookstores. But I think it's running out. Some people have asked me, like, where can I get it? I haven't seen it. I can't get it online anymore. I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, but that's great. I'm really proud of that. The book sold great, and yeah, it's very, very early days, so I can't talk much about it. But I have another book, slowly in the early stages. So
Nice.
there is something coming.
What is
Okay, these
going on
guys
here?
are Sperm, I guess. Oh, yeah, they're advertising
Yeah,
condoms.
they're,
Very cool.
They are.
Is this not YouTube friendly? Tokyo, man. You see what I'm talking about? Rolls
Intense.
Royce, man.
This is like
That's
a super
pretty
Rolls
crazy.
Royce, like long.
Yeah, it's like a Phantom or whatever. I don't even know what they're called. It's probably a total Yakuza in there, Yakuza guy. Let's see what we can do. Wow. There you go. Within a span of 30 seconds and like 100 feet, we went from Sperm guys giving me free condoms to a flippin' Rolls Royce that probably cost $1 million just like casually driving through. That's Tokyo. That's what I love about it. You ask me what I love about it? That's it, right there. Right there.
This is a nice adventure.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's why I like YouTube too, because otherwise we probably wouldn't. You'd probably be in bed, having a lovely evening, looking after your health, and
Exactly.
instead,
It's raining, we'd be somewhere indoors. Why would you be out in the rain, wandering around, The camera gets you out there. Oh, so this is a really cool screen for the light. Like this, although it's changing, that's the other thing. So like sometimes it's really bright, sometimes not. But that can be useful for getting a little bit of, good lighting on people. Or a silhouette. Did I get it? Of course I got it. Why did I even ask?
thanks,
Dumb
Nikon.
question. Dumb question. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Nikon.
Cool.
But that's where the 1.4 is nice, like I was saying, because I did that on 1/640th. The camera nailed the focus, but if your shutter speed's not fast enough, if you're wide open, there'll be there just won't be that sharp, right? Not just because of the motion blur, but because people are stepping out of the depth of field. Like the DOF is so narrow, especially that close. So I found that even if, everything. The motion was the issue, but I just find sometimes things just look a little soft. So I just tend to shoot. I probably could have even done that faster. That was 640. Probably could have done 1,000.
What kind of ISO were you doing up there?
Oh, well, that was only 64.
What?
Because that screen was there.
Okay.
It was so bright, right? I shot into the screen. So could have honestly probably shot that on f8 or something.
Here comes some Mario Karts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, these guys.
It's a good smell.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rough night for Mario Kart.
It is,
Pikachu
yeah,
costume.
That's true, yeah. They're gonna be all waterlogged in their Pikachu costumes. This place sometimes is photogenic.
I really enjoy this because, I've been here a lot, and
Yeah.
I've never seen the streets that we've.
You never been here, this area?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool inside-outside scene. I like it. Yeah, and for a shot like that, I slow it down. Oh, beautiful light in the cigarette. Yeah, that was a keeper
Happy?
right there. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. And so yeah, for that kind of shot, I quickly slowed it down to 1/160. Didn't need 640 for a guy, sitting in a bar.
What is success to you? Do you go out with a mission, or do you go to explore, or?
These days, if I just go out and get a nice solid hour or two of walking around with no distractions, even if I don't take a single photo, that is a success. That is success. And that's because life is busy. But not only that, it's also because I learned that that's what I really appreciate. That's the fundamental thing I love about this. And I don't feel the need to chase the dragon, whatever. It's not about, it's about the process, right? It's about the experience and putting the steps in and just enjoying it in a mindful way. It's a mindfulness thing, right? It's kind of like a meditation.
Meditative photo walks.
Exactly.
I explore.
Yeah. So, of course, if I get a great photo, I'm elated. That's just wow. I'm very happy then. But I try not to ever beat myself up or think badly if I didn't get anything good. Because the goal is not to shoot necessarily. It's just to be out here and see the world and explore.
I feel like that's healthy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's unusual.
Probably. I think there's a lot of people these days, especially because of the online presences, everyone's chasing clout. Man, it's another Rolls Royce. Like, it's a different one, because obviously the cars are different. So yeah, this one's even cooler looking. And then the driver's just like asleep in the car.
He's passed out.
Just scrolling. No, he's scrolling reels. That's what he's doing.
That doom scroll waiting for
Yeah,
his
he's
boss
just
to
doom
come
scrolling
out.
for his boss. Yeah, it's such a crazy city. Like, just Rolls Royces are like literally like taxi cabs. I mean, I'm not like, oh, it's cool because it's, you know, it's expensive. I'm not like into that kind of stuff so hard. But it's just impressive to see it like so casually, you know, like parked on it, like next to a ramen shop. You know, we're not exactly in like Beverly Hills over here. It's just like Shibuya. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of clout chasing and, you know, everyone trying to one-up each other and impress everybody. And, you know, I don't think that that's healthy for anyone. And that's not really why I think people should be out photographing things. Plus, to me, the biggest value of a photo is not how good it is today, like how much people love it when I post it, you know, next week, you know, after I edit it or whatever. It's how valuable is this photo going to be in like, you know, 20 years or something, 30 years. Like, now sure, I'm capturing like really, really mundane moments, but that's kind of the point, right? Because if we don't, people like me don't do it, then nobody will capture these mundane moments, these just regular daily life moments. In the beginning, before we started shooting, he asked me like, you know, how has it changed? I've been here 17 years now. How has it changed? And like, it's changed a lot. And a lot of places have disappeared, like little bars and restaurants and shops. Sometimes whole streets get erased. Like there was a street, but now there's just like, they combined like a few blocks into one big block and put a skyscraper there. So like a little,
Tower.
Sorry?
Kabukicho Tower.
Like Kabukicho Tower and Shibuya Stage here in Shibuya. Like it just eradicated a whole neighborhood to put this big tower there. And there's some cool, you know, photo opportunities in the new building, but something is lost, right? For sure. So, I mean, that's part of it. So that's why I don't really worry so much about how impactful the photo is today. Although I care, I do care. If it's a good photo now, that's great. But it's just more important to me just to shoot whatever and then figure out the value of it sometime down the line, you know.
Very long
Yeah,
game.
very long game. I mean, it's cliche, but photos are like wine. You know, they're better with age. Simple as that.
I agree, especially Tokyo photos, because I'm obsessed with like Greg Girard's work in like the 70s and the 80s.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah, his work is just amazing. And then I constantly think like, if only I had a time machine, right? But I don't have a time machine, so the next best thing I can do is just shoot today and wait.
Yeah,
In
but
a
that would have
sense,
been his perspective too, that
probably,
he would have done
yeah.
this. He would have walked around
Exactly.
and done this, and it was boring at the time probably. And
maybe.
Exciting now.
But still, I mean, I know what you mean though. I agree with your sentiment exactly, yeah. I don't know if he was bored though, because
No.
he did see some cool stuff. But
On
his
an
photos are
adventure.
amazing. I love his
Yeah.
work a lot. I'm a big fan. Yeah, good. I love the blue light from this karaoke place. They didn't used to be like this, but they upped their game. They made it really, really vivid. Ooh. Let's hang out closer to it. And so like, when it's umbrella time, I love that blue light going through the umbrellas. It looks so cool. So we just need some people nearby that are also interesting.
It's funny how chaotic it is, but it's so calm at the same time out here.
Yeah, and you know, like, sometimes, especially in the crossing, like, they have these ads blaring all the time, but every like 30 minutes or something, they turn it all off. There's just like a news update thing, and there's no sound. And then you realize, it's actually really quiet here, despite thousands of people. The noise is mostly from all the screens and stuff. Like, the people themselves are not that loud. So, I always like that, a little moment of silence. And it always happens where, like, I want to, like, camp at a spot and wait for people to walk by, and right when I decide that, then, like, there's nobody. There's like a million people, and then they all just disappear when I show up.
Do you look for lighting first, or do you look for composition first?
In this case, I want to get like very low when the people are around, and I want to get like the umbrella with that karaoke sign in the back, right? And I've done this before. Like I have photos kind of like this, but you know I can always do better. Like maybe get a more interesting moment. Maybe I don't remember the photos now off the top of my head, but they might have been, you know, aesthetically nice, but there wasn't like a decisive moment. Which is another thing I mentioned, like mood and light, but I do also care about having a good decisive moment, like when there's some action happening, right? This to me is kind of part of the mood. It's not independent of this mood idea, but it is a specific aspect that for some photos is necessary.
And I feel like when you're playing the long game of creating a lot of work over a long period of time to create a collection or create a book or create a gallery, that it's, even if you're shooting the same locations and you're kind of doing the same thing, if it's 2 years later, things have changed. Fashions change, advertisements have changed, the capsule machines have changed.
Totally. I 100% agree. I used to have this aversion to like repeating myself. I always felt kind of like I've been here before and I already have a decent photo, so like, why am I here? And again, that was back in those days where I didn't have this mentality of like, I don't really care what I shoot, it's just fine. I used to be more like, it's gotta be fresh, it's gotta be different. And I've given up on that, and I'm fine coming back, because I've realized just from experience that, yeah, exactly as you say, sometimes you come back and you get something so magical that even after shooting a spot for 100 days in a row, 100 times or whatever, 100 outings, you get something totally unexpected and you're like, wow, that was there all along. Like something, that possibility was there all along. And I just needed to be there to get it that one time. So I'm just fine with repeating myself at this point. It's totally fine. It does mean a lot of photos.
I feel like there's comfort in it as well. That
there is, because this is where it's like jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. You go deeper and deeper in a spot rather than trying to just like get everything, check off all the lists or spots on the list kind of thing. Yeah.
I agree. And now there's like literally no one here.
And now there's literally no one. Yeah, they're all gone. It's my aura. I have this repulsive aura. Just repels people. This lady was cool, but umbrella was not the clear one that we wanted. But I got a good one before. There was one girl that walked by, and she looked great, and the umbrella was great.
That looks completely different than what I was expecting it to look like.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah, it was kind of low through the umbrella shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this because it's like, I don't know, I know what I would shoot.
Right.
And that is way better than what I would have shot.
Well, I don't know
Way
about that, but different, for sure different. And I mean, that's kind of also the point. I mean, it's the opposite of what I said. I said earlier, like, oh, don't go to all the famous spots so much because everyone's done it. But then again, even if you do, you will always inevitably do it a little bit different than everybody, no matter what, right? So that's powerful too, right? It's not that you should shy away from visiting the famous spots.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because I've done some workshops as well in the wedding space. Mm-hmm. When you look back through all the work that everyone created in the same conditions, it's like it's the same setup for weddings. It's like the same couple. And people are making completely different stuff.
Absolutely.
And almost like internally educating each other as well.
Totally,
it's interesting.
I mean, it's very collaborative. It happens on my workshops too, where I shoot somebody, I show somebody a shot and they shoot it in a way that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting, I'll learn something.
Yeah.
And then people also say sometimes to me, like I'll show them a shot and then like I'm like, you shoot it, try the same thing. They're like, well, I don't want it, it's your shot. I'm like, but dude, like that's not the point. Like when you shoot it, it becomes your shot. It doesn't matter that I showed you. Like in a sense, everybody shows everybody something. I learned so much from looking at like the classic masters like Saul Leiter and Alex Webb and all these guys, right? And I learned from them. So if I take a similar shot or I utilize an idea, I guess it's a little different than literally showing you that's the shot. But nonetheless, you get my point. I don't think there's anything wrong with retreading steps, especially for learning. But inevitably, you're going to do it a little different than anybody's ever done. So,
do you have a favorite season to shoot in Tokyo?
They all have their pros and cons. I like the rainy season, which is now because it rains a lot, and it doesn't usually rain that much. Just like tonight, like it will drizzle, it's wet, but you're not getting soaked, so that's nice. But it's also very humid right now. It doesn't really show on camera, but like it's hot. It's like 100% humidity, 30-something degrees probably, even though it's the middle of the night. Or not the middle of the night, but it's like, was it 9 p.m.? But anyway, so there's that. Spring is the most comfortable probably, like late spring, like May. Weather is just phenomenally perfect, feels good. Winter's great in the daytime for the light because the sun never gets that high in the sky at all, like the entire day. So you just end up with like golden hour all day and long shadows. It's fantastic. And the air is very dry, so it's very clear. So you get like, the light looks different in the summer than in the winter. It's hard to describe, but you can see a difference. And then the autumn and spring, like the sakura, cherry blossoms and the leaf season are nice too. I don't usually shoot those kind of things, but I do a little bit, so it's nice. So pretty much all year round is good stuff. Probably the worst time though is like July, August. That's
right
the worst
now.
time. Right now, we're in July already, yeah. But I mean like late July, like when the rainy season's done and it's just like unbearably hot all day, all night, doesn't even rain. It's just like you're just dying constantly. You end up drinking like 5 liters of Aquarius or something. I remember last year we were shooting video, you were getting like heat stroke.
That was like the ending day. My last memory of feeling somewhat okay was when we had the fish guy.
Right. Yeah.
And then
exactly.
The next like 4 days, not good.
So it's like no joke. You got to watch out. And that was at night. So imagine you're out doing like a workshop. Sometimes people are here. It's the low season tourist wise, but people do book my workshops in the daytime. And like sometimes I got to go out, in the afternoon in like 36-degree weather, and like you're just down in Aquarius the whole time. Like it's not an option. Yeah. So that's rough. So that's probably the worst time that I tend to just do all my editing in those months. I just stay home and edit.
Or if you are coming to Japan, Hokkaido is lovely that time of year.
This is very true. I've never been, but I do know the north is very nice in that time of year. Much cooler, not nearly as humid.
Still hot though.
Still hot. It'll be like high 20s, not 30s in terms of Celsius. I don't know, I guess most people are using freedom units for this.
Where are we headed right now?
We're heading to this big neon sign that ironically is written in Chinese, and then in English it says Bangkok Nights. So it has nothing, it's like a Thai restaurant. But it's this kind of cliche photo spot a little bit where a lot of people shoot around there because this big bright red neon sign. I like to drop by there and just see what I can do.
Is photography a game to you in any way?
I do consider it play. I've kind of referred to it because I used to, we often say like my work, I like when people, we refer to our photos as work, right? So it's kind of implying that, well, it's work. And it is, it is in a way, but I started to refer to it as play. I think it's play. So a game, you could think of it as a game. I feel like a game, though, has like rules and set goals, parameters, like, in whatever, any game, basketball, you got to put the ball in the hoop, right? Photography, I feel like, doesn't have that. So that's why it's not a game, but it is play. And that's the difference. Play doesn't have rules, right? I have a 2-year-old son, and, when he plays, he just plays however he feels like, right? There's no like reason or logic to it, or if there is, he makes it up on the spot.
Embrace your inner
2-year-old.
two-year-old.
Absolutely. I mentioned that in a video on my channel recently when I said like, what did I say? It was like maintain a child mind, right? Child's mind. So yeah, embrace your inner 2-year-old is a funnier way to say that. Absolutely. Like just, don't think too much about rules, don't think too much about like the right way to do it. You just kind of go with the flow and try stuff. This is the beauty of digital, where it doesn't cost you anything to just experiment and get a bunch of bad photos if it doesn't work out. And inevitably you discover things like that, right? So yeah, definitely it's a form of play. Although yeah, the guy in the doorway is kind of cool, right? Because he just so happens to line up with the door. But then it says Bangkok right above him, and that's what I don't like.
I'm happy he perfectly framed himself there. That's nice.
So I solved the Bangkok problem because I realized within the word Bangkok, there is the word bang, which is, that's cool. So that's how I framed it, using this thing to kind of hide it. Yeah. Would have been cool to get those ladies in front of it, but the point is they wouldn't fit in the silhouette though. You have to be like in that doorway.
Yeah.
So now, this is where kind of like revisiting things comes into play, because like when I figure out a shot that I want, now that I've realized you could shoot under the banner, just do bang, and the ya from Shibuya. Is it the ya from Shibuya? Maybe it's a little different. But in any case, that one kanji, right? And then somebody in the doorway, that guy was not that interesting because he's just looking at his phone. But whenever I come back here, I'm going to try that again with hopefully somebody better, right? So that's a good thing to do, to kind of have like a mental checklist of like shots that were almost there. Yeah. And I don't write these down or anything, but when I'm revisiting a spot, I immediately remember. I'm like, oh yeah, I was trying that thing last time. Let's try that again. And eventually those work out. Not always, but they do with enough exposure.
It's a 5-year project.
5-year project, exactly. And there's no rush.
What are your feelings about Outback Steakhouse?
What are my feelings? I haven't been in there in a long time, but I've enjoyed it. Like last time I was there, their steak's pretty good. It's big. It's big.
This taco shop also is.
I've been to Tatico. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for tacos. It's not the best Mexican place in Tokyo, but this one's very convenient because it's right here in Shibuya. But my favorite one, not affiliated at all, is called Junkadelic. It's in Nakameguro. It's really, really good. And it's far enough out of the way that I don't think it'll ever be inundated by tourists. Plus, if you're a tourist, you're probably not seeking out Mexican food. But if you live here and you crave Mexican food, Junkadelic is legit.
Thanks so much for hanging out.
My pleasure. It was fun, as always. Yeah.
And where can people go to find more about you?
So you can check out lkazphoto.com. That's my website. And from there, you can find my workshops, which is a different website, iexplore.com, EYEXPLORE. I always spell them, but I'm going to put it on the screen. And yeah, those are the two main places. Then, of course, there's my Instagram. There's also a blog, tokyostreet.photo, where you can see like a nonstop stream of my images. And yeah, and from there you can find my stuff. You can find my book. Maybe it's still available, or wait for the next one. You can check out my print shop, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah,
sweet.
Thanks for watching.